If your cat suddenly stares at an empty corner of the room, do not look for a ghost first. Look for what your cat might have noticed, because for you, it may look like just a wall. But for your cat, that same corner can be a sound, a smell, a memory, a moving shadow, or a tiny signal your brain ignored before you even had a chance to notice it. That is what makes this behavior so strange. You can be sitting at home, completely relaxed. The room is quiet. Nothing is moving. Nothing looks unusual. Then you turn your head and see your cat sitting perfectly still. It is not sleeping, not playing, and not grooming. It is just sitting there, staring at one blank corner. And the longer it stares, the less normal that corner feels. You look at the wall. Nothing. You look back at the cat, still staring. And suddenly your peaceful room feels like it has a secret. But the secret is probably not supernatural. It is about what your cat can sense. Cats live in the same homes we do, but they do not live in the same version of those homes. To us, a living room is a sofa, a lamp, a window, a wall, maybe a plant in the corner. To a cat, that same room is full of tiny movements, soft air currents, faint smells, hidden sounds, reflections, vibrations, warm places, old traces, and small changes that our brains filter out automatically. Cats are not magic, but they are tuned differently. Start with hearing. A cat can hear tiny sounds that most humans never notice. A scratch behind the wall, a pipe shifting, a small insect near the baseboard, a mouse in a hidden space, a sound from another room bouncing through the corner in a strange way. You hear silence. Your cat may hear a location. That is why the ears matter. If your cat is staring at a corner and its ears are aimed forward or twitching slightly, it may be tracking a sound, not imagining something, tracking it. And once a cat locks onto a sound, it can freeze like a statue. That is not boredom. That is concentration. But sound is only the first layer. Cats are also extremely sensitive to movement. A flicker of light on the wall, dust drifting through a sunbeam, a reflection from your phone, a curtain moving because warm air passed near a window. You may not register any of it. Your brain has already decided it is not important. A cat does not always agree to a predator. Small movement is never just decoration. It can mean prey, danger, or something worth waiting for. And yes, even a sleepy house cat is still built like a predator. That soft animal on your blanket has eyes made for motion, ears made for direction, whiskers made for space, and a body that can go from stillness to action in a fraction of a second. So when your cat stares at a corner, it may not be staring at nothing. It may be staring at the smallest something in the room. A flicker, a sound, a scent, a pattern. Something your mind decided to ignore, but your cat's mind did not. Here is where it gets even more interesting. Sometimes your cat is not reacting to what is happening now. It is reacting to what happened before. Cats remember places. Not like a person writing a note in a calendar, but more like a map of experiences. This corner had a bug once. This cabinet makes sounds at night. This door sometimes opens. This window has birds outside. This crack near the floor smells different after rain. To you, the room resets every day. To your cat, the room has a history. And once a place becomes interesting, it can stay interesting. That is why your cat may return to the same corner again and again. It is not always seeing something there in that moment. It may be checking a place that once mattered. A cat does not need proof that something is there right now. Sometimes it only needs a reason to keep watching. There is another sense we often forget, because humans are not very good at it. Smell. For a cat, smell is not just background. It is information. A corner near a wall, a door, a window, or a gap in the floor can carry traces from outside. Another animal, damp air, food, dust, old scent marks, something that changed since yesterday. You may see a clean corner. Your cat may smell a story. That is why cats sniff baseboards, door frames, shoes, bags, furniture, and places where nothing seems to be happening. They are reading what passed through. And if a smell is new, strange, or connected to something interesting, staring can become part of the investigation. Not every investigation looks active. Sometimes it looks like a cat sitting still and doing absolutely nothing. That is the trick. Cats often look the most mysterious when they are simply processing information. Now, let's talk about corners themselves. Corners are strange little places, not in a scary way, but in a practical way. A corner is where surfaces meet. Wall meets wall, floor meets wall, Light meets shadow. Air moves differently there. Dust gathers there. Sound can bounce there. Small insects can hide there. Reflections can appear and disappear there. So a corner is not just empty space. It is a meeting point. And animals pay attention to meeting points: doorways, windows, edges of furniture, spaces under couches, gaps behind curtains, the line under a closed door. These are places where something can appear. A cat does not need a full event. It only needs a possibility. That is why the stare can last so long. Your cat may be waiting for the second signal. The sound again. The movement again. The smell again. The tiny thing that almost showed itself. We are waiting for an explanation. The cat is waiting for evidence. Same corner. Different game. There is also body language, and this part matters. If the ears are forward, the body is relaxed, and the tail is still. Your cat may simply be curious. If the body is low, the pupils are wide, and the tail is twitching, it may be excited or ready to pounce. If the ears flatten, the body pulls back, or the cat suddenly leaves, something may have startled it. The stare is only the beginning. The body tells the rest of the story. And this is where cats become fascinating again. They are not random. They may look random to us because we do not see the trigger. But their behavior often has a reason. A small reason, maybe. A reason we would never notice. But still, a reason. That is why the empty corner stare is such a perfect cat mystery. It sits right between science and imagination. There is enough strangeness to make us wonder, and enough biology to explain why it happens. Your cat is not broken. Your house is probably not haunted, and the corner is probably not a portal to another dimension. Probably. But your cat may be hearing, smelling, remembering, or tracking something that you missed completely. A tiny sound behind the wall. A small insect in the shadow. A reflection moving across the paint. A scent coming through a crack. A memory of something that once happened there. To you, it looks empty. To your cat, it may be a place with a story. And that is the real magic of cats. Not that they see ghosts, but that they remind us how limited our own senses are. They live beside us in the same rooms, under the same roof, in the same light. And still, they seem to inhabit a slightly different world. A world of smaller sounds, faster movements, hidden smells, old patterns, silent questions. So the next time your cat sits still and stares at a blank wall, you do not have to panic. You do not have to assume the worst. But maybe do not dismiss it too quickly either. Watch the ears. Watch the tail. Notice the light, the window, the vent, the tiny gap near the floor. Because your cat may be noticing something real, something tiny, something quiet, something your human brain edited out before you had the chance to care. And for one strange moment, that empty corner becomes what it always was to your cat. Not empty, just full of things you cannot quite perceive.